see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining in.
Well, good morning and welcome to episode 842 of the Lost Project Morning Show, where the coffee is strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything is always filter-free. I'm Brian, your host, and it's June 9th, 2025. This morning, I'm enjoying a fresh cup of light Ethiopian yogurt from foodforestfarms.com because life's too short for shitty coffee. At Food Forest Farms, your beans are roasted by real human hands using a clean Airstream roaster. More than just a customer, your family. Get 10% off with code LOTS10 if you want to try it out, and the shipping is always free. While you're there, check out C4 Club for even more awesome perks. Today, we've got a huge show, a fun one, at least. It's packed with stuff from Idiocracy becoming no longer fiction after an article I read. Corey and I actually watched Idiocracy, and I dove in a little bit. A gas station fashion disaster here in town. Why new movies kind of suck. And updates from our latest woodworking hustle, K&B Kustom Built. So grab your coffee, smash the like button, and let's get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How we doing? Mike's Homestead, good morning to you. Pip, good morning over there. Pip, I actually was doing a bunch of research on Pips this weekend, and when we get to the K&B segment, I'll let you know what that's all about. Rewilder Life, good morning. Glad you got your Starlink fixed this morning. Got to turn it off and turn it back on again. And she reminds everyone to hit that like button. And Pip says it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. I don't know about huge, but it should be fun at least. Corey and I, it was a good weekend. Good weekend here. Weather was decent yesterday. Yesterday was actually gorgeous. Saturday we had a long period of crappy rain, and so we were stuck watching some movies and stuff. And we've been taking in a movie on Netflix in the evening before bed. Nice and hot and humid here, so hitting the air conditioning and doing a little stuff outside, and then relaxing before bed with a movie. And so that's where one of the topics today came up. Morning, Hunter. How we doing over on Twitch? Thanks for popping in on my lone Twitch feed. Sorry, I get these. Anybody else have to deal with chiggers out in the woods? They the cycle after they ravage your legs are pretty bad. It's so if you get into these things out in the woods, you can barely see them, if at all. And if you don't get them off your skin, it's like 2 days later, you'll start to get these little bites. And they turn into they look like a cross between a pimple and a mosquito bite. And so they have this little blister on the top, and they just start to itch. And they start to itch more and more and more. And it's not like you get one. It's not like a mosquito bite where you just get one. I got to turn this fan on, guys. It's getting kind of gross in here already this morning. So you get you get a bunch if you get any. And they start to itch and itch and itch. And when you itch them, even by accident, like your clothes will rub up against them. They break a blister on the top, and this clear liquid just oozes out like a blister. It's weird. It's the oddest type of bite that I've ever had. And then it'll dry up, and then it'll form again, and this goes on for a couple days, and it's just like the most intense itching that you've ever it's like skin crawling itching. And then eventually I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days later, if you itch it, if you scratch the little bite, it just bleeds profusely, like bleeds like you just got stabbed. It's unreal. And then that'll go on for a couple of days, and then it's just like it scabs over and it scars. These things are insane. I don't know. try to, I think the soap in the shower like gets them to release and then they get washed off. I don't know, but there's been plenty of times where I've been in the woods, come home, showered, and then ended up with these things anyway. So it's part of living here, I guess. It's part of living here. I never experienced anything like that up north. I think the cold cycle in Minnesota got rid of you. I don't think they're a thing. Plenty of ticks there, plenty of ticks here, but these things are a different breed for sure. So, but anyway, so that's I'm just checking down here. I had one of those things. It was just like all of a sudden there's just streaming blood down my leg. It's kind of fantastic. So. Anyway, let's get to it. First topic today, Idiocracy. I'm going to first start out with the story that I found that made me go down this path. If you haven't seen Idiocracy, I'm sorry. You should definitely watch it. It's I believe it's on Prime. If it's not, it's worth the $15 or whatever it would be to buy it digitally. Definitely worth it. But anyway, I've seen it a bunch of times, more than I should probably have. But anyway, in the movie, they go to Costco, and it's a pretty famous scene from the movie where the guy's standing at the front, he's saying, "Welcome to Costco, I love you," and then they're walking through this enormous building. And Dax Shepard, who plays one of the characters, was talking about how the fact he went to college. He went to law school at Costco, and that his dad was an alumni, and like they had everything there. The other day, I was just kind of browsing through news stories, and I come across one that talks about Costco in Los Angeles is going to start trying to combat the affordable housing issue by putting apartments above their stores. And I was like, here it is. It's starting. So I looked it up here this morning. Costco's not typically known for building apartments, as they primarily a wholesale retail store. However, in South Los Angeles, a new mixed-use development is being built that includes 800 apartment units above a new Costco store. This project, known as 5035 Coliseum, is a collaboration between the developer Thrive Living and Costco. So they're going to be installing apartments above Costco. This only leads down one path. I mean, this is going to be definitely going to just lead down the path of having everything there. It's going to be Idiocracy sooner than we thought. And in Idiocracy, Pip says, but that Costco just got burnt down by semi-peaceful riots. Yeah, I mean, are they classifying these riots the same as the George Floyd riots? Peaceful protesters burning shit down to the ground. I haven't even tuned into it. I saw that they're deploying National Guard. I saw that they like blocked a highway. I don't give a fuck, really. Other Life says, man, I thought we had till 2030. Well, in the movie, it was 2505, I believe. But it is completely accelerating. And so on that thought, I went to ChatGPT and asked what things from Idiocracy have come true already or are starting to come true. And it gave me a list. It popped a list out. Number one was dumbing down of society. It says in the movie, the average IQ of society plummets due to anti-intellectualism and unchecked reproduction by the least educated. In reality, there's a growing concern over the devaluation of expertise, short attention spans, thanks to social media and a culture that often mocks intellectualism. Sounds all faggy and shit. There's your Pride Month. Jesus Christ. Number two was mindless entertainment. In the movie, shows like Ow My Balls dominate TV, nothing but people getting hurt for laughs. In reality, right now, we got viral prank shows, fail competitions, and reality TV shows thrive on low effort, shock based content. Shows like Jackass and endless TikTok scrolls aren't far off from ow, my balls. Hunter says we already have apartments over shops. Think uptown. Like I understand that. I was talking about the Costco taking over everything, but that was good. Close. It must be your voice to text or something. Number 3, corporations running everything. Every institution is owned or sponsored by a corporation. The hospitals, the government, and even the military in Idiocracy is sponsored. And in reality, already corporate lobbyism has massive influence. Mergers have concentrated power in everything from media to food production, stadium, schools, government initiatives, and now most things are commonly sponsored by some corporation of some type. Rewild their lives wondering if Costco's trying to one up Amazon. Pretty. I mean, is that going to be the next corporate merger? Is going to be Amazon and Costco. Number 4, it came up with replaces water with Brondo because of the electrolytes. Pip says asked if it had electrolytes. In the movie, people water the crops with. Why is this thing here? I have no idea what's going on with. I hate fucking Word. I don't know why I continue to use it. People water their crops with Brondo and energy drink because it has electrolytes. In reality, junk food and sugary drinks are marketed as health products now. Corey and I talk about it all the time when we see ads on Amazon and things like that for some of these products that are claiming to be healthy for you, especially after going down the food pyramid scam and all of that over the last decade or so. It's funny to see what they promote as health foods. Junk food and sugary drinks are marketed as health products. Many people now drink more soda and energy drinks than water. Marketing buzzwords like natural, keto, and hydrating override actual science when they're marketing things to a specific diet and that they don't even adhere to the diet's plans. Definitely just playing on the buzzwords. Reproductive trends and selective fertility. The famous first scene where they talk to the two people with the 150-ish IQs, and they're waiting to have children and waiting, and then eventually the guy dies while Cleavon there is pumping the trailer park full of his swimmers, and then his kid continues on, and they reproduce at a super high rate. In the movie, the educated put off having kids while others reproduce in large numbers. In reality, data shows declining birth rates in educated high-income groups, while less educated populations often have more children. The film exaggerates, but the demographic divide is real. Hunter's still trying to figure out what's on the other side of the pyramid. They only show one side. What pyramid? I'm not sure. Are you all right this morning, Hunter? Number 6, the U.S. government is and leadership is a joke. I don't know if I even have to read the description of this one. President Camacho is a former wrestler. They leave out the fact that he was a porn superstar. Chosen for more charisma than competence. Charisma. In reality, the line between celebrity and politician continues to blur. Leaders are often judged more on entertainment value than policy knowledge or skill. Oh, where to go with that? You guys been keeping up with the lovers spat in the White House? I guess Elon doesn't live in the White House. Oh, I haven't kept up. It's too much. I just can't even watch this shit. Broken healthcare system in the movies. Hospitals are chaotic, run by clueless staff, and machines can't diagnose properly. Oh man. If only you knew the insider knowledge I do. In reality, medical bureaucracy is frustrating. More often more focused on billing codes than care. Algorithms and rush diagnoses are increasingly common, or no diagnoses. Or if you could go to Canada, we've had conversations over the Telegram chat about the Canadian healthcare system, also how wonderful it is on both sides of the border. This one goes in your mouth, this one goes in your ear, and this one goes in your butt. So, language degradation. In the movie, language is reduced to slang, grunts, and half sentences. And if you talk normal, you sound all faggy and shit. In reality, text speak, emojis, and abbreviations have replaced full thoughts. Communication is faster, but often less nuanced and thoughtful. Have you what I try to lately I've been trying a lot to put myself in not necessarily my parents, I guess my parents age, my parents generation, put myself in their shoes when they were my age, and look at kids that I was. Was the language barrier there? I don't even try to understand these words that are coming out of the younger generation right now. I don't have a teenager that I have to communicate with. I don't really interact with a lot of kids, but I see the memes and I see the TikToks about adults explaining the terms used by kids. Same with like music and things like that. And I'm trying to determine if it was this much of a gap when I was a kid. If when my parents were my age and I was a kid, did we have just absolutely ridiculous words and nonsense music? And I imagine we did. Other than the fact that I really actually enjoyed the music from the earlier generations when I was a kid more than the stuff that was coming out. But I saw a musical decline throughout my years, and I always wonder if that was if that's a generational thing, if that just happens as you get older and wiser. Do you appreciate the crap that they put out less and less? So language degradation has definitely on the rise. Environmental collapse ignored. In the movie, crops are failing, and the cause, using Brawndo instead of water, is ignored because it's got electrolytes. And in reality, corporate interests often delay or downplay environmental science. Simple solutions, example, planting trees and protecting water, are resisted for profits. ChatGPT is definitely biased, and I'll tell you in a second. In a second here. Everything is a brand. In the movie, people are named after brands. Frito and Carl's Jr. and ads are everywhere. Even in the cabinet. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. In reality, influencers name kids after brands, and product placement is now seamlessly integrated into daily life and content. I make money doing it. It is what it is, right? Why do you keep saying sponsored by why do you keep saying sponsored by Carl's Jr.? Because I make money every time it does. Wilder Life doesn't like ChatGPT. It is what it is. Until I can run my own, it works. It works for what I need it to work for. I don't use it to do other than formulate content and things like that, or these lists. But it was interesting to let me find it here real quick. They gave me a bonus They gave me a bonus thing for the list, and it made me laugh, and I didn't include it in the thing, but I wanted to mention it. It says science is distrusted. In the movie, experts are ignored, and simple scientific concepts are foreign to the population. And it says in reality, the COVID era showed how many distrust science, doctors, and public health officials favor buried memes, celebrities, or gut instinct over peer-reviewed data. And I said, just a note, your bonus reason, the memes, gut instinct were actually right compared to the peer-reviewed data that is turning out to be a scam. And it quickly agreed with me that, oh, she says she uses it, just don't trust it. I don't trust it. I definitely try to verify anything that I see on there. And I use it for innocuous things and tasks, administrative tasks usually. But yeah, the fact that it said that I found it funny that it said that people didn't trust the science during COVID, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. But anyway, Idiocracy is well on its way, guys. It's here. It's coming true sooner rather than later. If you want to know a glimpse of your future, just watch the movie. If you just want to laugh, watch the movie, and you can lead, follow, or get out of the way. And yeah, you're at least supposed to lead or follow. Oh, I'm so glad we watched that last night. But anyway, let's get into the sponsor. Number one of the day is the Blockstream Jade and Jade Plus. Let's check in. We got 107,418. I got the message this morning. Bitcoin is now above 107,000. Ready to take your Bitcoin security seriously? Blockstream Jade is my go-to hardware wallet, whether you're a beginner or hardcore Bitcoiner. It's secure, easy to use, and fully open source. Now that there's Jade Plus, same simplicity with the bigger screen, new navigation buttons, and optional metal case. It's a pretty slick device. Grab either one over at Blockstream.com. Use code TheLotsProject at checkout and get 10% off your order. The link's in the show notes. If you click the link, it should be automatically applied, but just make sure you get The Lots Project in at checkout. And just for anybody that was asking about the deal and the code, I did reach out to my contact, and I haven't heard back. They were all out at the Bitcoin conference, and I think he went on vacation for a while after. So probably this week I'll hear back and get back to you on that. But I believe that sale ended. And for those of you that tried to use my code and it didn't work, I appreciate it, and we'll see if that gets all rectified in the end. But anyway, Blockstream Jade and Jade Plus, and now Blockstream has the new Blockstream app. They upgraded the green app to the Blockstream app, so you can go to the Google Play or Apple Play Store. Is it Google Play or Apple App Store? And check that out, Blockstream app, to use and connect for the Blockstream Jade and Jade Plus and software wallet. And I believe now, I haven't even downloaded it. I've been a horrible product rep here, and I haven't downloaded the new Blockstream app to check it out. But from what I understand, you can buy Bitcoin right in the app, which is always convenient to have another place to buy some Bitcoin. Hunter says another app. It's not necessarily another app. It's the native Blockstream app that works with the Jade and the Jade Plus. Hunter says, what was wrong with green? I think they upgraded it to be able to purchase Bitcoin. I know that they were working on, they had Lightning in beta in green. That my rep said don't trust it all that much, and like I said, I haven't downloaded it yet to check to see if the new one has Lightning, but I think they added in the purchasing option for Bitcoin. I don't know. It basically rebranded. It's from what the launch email said, it's the same app, but just rebranded and for new features added, and they just call it the Blockstream app now. Maybe they figured out green just didn't make sense. They could have called it Blockstream Orange or something like that. But anyway, we'll move on to the next little topic here. The other day, so how do I talk about this? Right now, my go-to shoes, I shouldn't say shoes, boots, are a pair of the barefoot shoe. I don't want to call them combat boots, jump boots, military style boots. Here we go. I'll just show you these. They got barefoot soles from Vivo Barefoot, I believe, and then an upper combat boot style that they're really comfortable. It took a minute. There was a rough spot in the back where basically one company ordered parts from two different companies and put these together. They did a really shitty job sewing in the back here, and it rubbed onto my Achilles, but once it wore in a little bit, they were good. So those are my go-to shoes when I have to wear shoes. One big thing was they don't have steel toes, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so I've been wearing those for a while. Other than that, I've just buy cheapy $20-$30 barefoot shoes off of Amazon to try out. And they've been fine. They've worked fine. You don't need a whole lot of support or anything in a barefoot shoe. Basically, it's if the toe box is wide enough, it works. The problem with them is if I wear them without socks and it gets hot, and they sweat and my feet sweat at all, the shoes just stink unbelievably. And so I got to the part where the soles were wearing out on my shoes. I wore them a couple times without socks, and it was super warm and actually wet out. It was the dew in the morning when we take the dogs for a walk, and they got wet, and I sweat in them, and they just smelled horrific. And so I just had to throw them out. And so I got down to where I just had the barefoot boots. And so as it warmed up here in Tennessee, we were taking the dogs for a walk in the morning, and I would just throw on a pair of athletic shorts and the boots and take the dogs for a walk. It was like, whatever. I got shorts and boots on, big fucking deal. And would take the dogs for a walk. I come home, and then I put pants on because I was usually going out to Delinquent's Gully or going to town or whatever. I just throw some pants on with the boots. And then in the evenings when sometimes I would have to run, grab some beers or something from the gas station. And after work, I would have taken a shower and thrown some shorts on for the evening. And so I would throw pants on, throw my boots on, and run to the store and come home. Well, last week, one time, I had my shorts on. I had been home all day. I didn't left. And so I just had shorts on, was working inside. And dog walks in the afternoon. I just threw the boots on. I had them on, and I wanted to run to the store. And I was like, fuck it. I don't want to throw the pants on. I'm just going to go. So I grab my wallet, grab my keys, and I go to the gas station. Now, I'm in rural Tennessee, and I've seen some shit around here. I have seen, I don't think there's a dress code around here by any means. So I didn't even think anything of it. Wearing my black socks, because I wear black athletic socks, my army boots, and my athletic shorts and t-shirt. So I get to the gas station and I'm standing in line, and the guy behind me, who is the guy delivering the fucking soda order, says, "Well, hey, that's a real nice combo, shorts and jump boots." And I turn around and I look at him like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Were you in the army or something?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "They're just comfortable." He goes, "Oh, yeah, it's hot out. I'm about ready to get changed. I'm going to change my pants and I'm going to put shorts on and Crocs. I don't know if I'd put boots on." And I'm like, what fucking difference does it make to you? Why am I getting called out at the gas station in bumfuck Tennessee about wearing my boots and shorts? Corey thought it was absolutely hilarious. I get home and I told her what happened. The guy actually turned out to be pretty nice. I walked outside and he had gone out to his truck, and he says he noticed our license plate from South Dakota, and he said, "Oh, you're from South Dakota?" I said, "Well, not really, but kind of, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I lived in Colorado and all these places." And I'm like, "Dude, you just called me out for wearing shorts and boots, and now you want to be my buddy." But yeah. Anyway, I got nailed by the fashion police for wearing my shorts and boots. I told Corey every time I do it, I feel like Walter from The Big Lebowski. I got to get some cargo shorts and some yellow glasses, and it will be all set. Maybe, I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep wearing the shorts and the athletic shorts and the boots. Although yesterday I did put pants on. I put pants on to go. I'm a little gun shy now. I don't know if I can continue to let my freak flag fly and wear the shorts and the boots. So I don't know. You guys ever been called out for Hunter says I need some mirrored aviators. Didn't he have yellow aviators? Walter? He had yellow aviators, I believe. And a vest. A cargo vest. You guys ever been called out for oh, he's talking Reno 911. I'm just goofing. Just new boot goofing. He wears cowboy boots with shorts. Short shorts. I have a pair of cowboy boots. A pair of cowboy boots in the cupboard here in storage. I should wear some cowboy boots and athletic shorts. They're fancy cowboy boots too. They're like the ones I wore for my wedding. They're Corey and I had matching cowboy boots. They're really really fancy pants cowboy boots. They'd look fantastic with my athletic shorts. Through all their lives, she wears crazy stuff all the time and doesn't care. Mike's homestead is only by my wife. My wife didn't even say anything, but she thought it was absolutely hilarious when I got home. Yeah. So anyway, next on the list, like I said, Corey and I have been watching movies in the evenings, and I'm so frustrated watching these movies on Amazon. They're good movies. They're decent movies. I don't even know if they're necessarily new movies or old movies. We just put stuff that sounds good on our list. We've caught some good ones. Spotlight was a good one. That was about exposing the Catholic Church and the pedophiles in Boston. What was Henry's Crime, I think was the name of one, with Keanu Reeves. That was decent. And there's just a few. Arbitrage was an older movie with Richard Gere and Susan Sarandon that was decent. But the problem was, and I keep running into, and I shouldn't have said it's wrong. What's wrong with movies lately? What's wrong with movies that don't fucking end? That's been bothering me lately. When the movie has a main storyline that runs through the whole movie, and I'm good with twists and turns and side plots and all sorts of stuff. But when a movie gets to the end and there's been a major theme running through the whole movie and they don't explicitly end the fucking movie, I get irritated. And I let it show a little bit this week. I think it was twice in a row. I just, at the end of the movie, I turned to Corey and I said, what happens? Because it could have been a bunch of different things. What happened? Did he get the money? Did he not get the money? Like, then they don't even explicitly imply it. Like, I understand leaving it vague and implying things and let the audience decide for themselves. But these are just really bad endings to movies. Pip says Spaceballs the sequel. But like, I think they just it. I don't know if it's that I'm not paying enough attention. I don't think it's that, because I'm really usually pretty good at inferring things and catching nuanced ideas. I think it's just like I've caught a bad streak of movies where they just don't they don't end it well. So Corey had to watch. I forced her to watch something that I love. She is not a big fan, but Memento. Memento ends the movie the way they should. Maybe. You have to wonder. I think Memento might be one of my favorite movies of all time. Every time I watch it, I pick up something new, and it ends the way it should. I think. But yeah, I think it was Henry's Crime. I don't know. You guys watching these? Is this going to be a spoiler if I tell you what happens at the end of these movies? I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. Anyway, Arbitrage. That's an old enough movie. If you haven't seen it, then I'm not going to really spoil it for you. But at the end, the wife is going to end up blackmailing the main character, and he says he's never going to give into it. And then they're at an awards banquet, and he goes up to accept his speech, and then they just end the movie. So they don't ever talk about the fact if he ends up giving in to her, if he holds out and lets his whole business empire and fail, and he goes to jail, because it could have easily gone either way. And I don't know if that's the point, if I'm supposed to figure that out. But if I'm going to sit and watch a movie for 2 fucking hours, tell me how it ends, I guess, is how it should be. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much of the directors and the actors to let me know how things are supposed to end. Guys, I started using a new new tool, I guess, a new video editing tool. I had a company reach out to me in my email, and they noticed that I had done some content for Opus Clip. So Opus Clip, if you make content, you've probably heard of it. If you don't make content, you probably have heard of it. Opus Clip is an AI assisted program that cuts long format video, YouTube videos or the like, down into shorts, short content video that you would put on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels or whatever. It's been around a while. I used it for a while. I wasn't really happy with the output, but it got really popular, and it saves a bunch of time. It definitely has its usefulness, but I felt that it put out all the similar content, and everything that you made with it got lost in the shuffle. So I stopped using it. And recently, a company called KLAP, not Clapper, not the app Clapper or the Clap. Clap, KLAP. They reached out to me and they found some of my Opus Clip content, and they asked if I would evaluate their service and sign me up for a discount code and gave me a free trial. And I've been using it. I think it's a similar service to Opus Clip. It does have some better features. There's some higher output, higher definition output on the products, and they also do language dubbing into 29 languages. So if you're a content creator that makes long format video, but you want to push your short format into different countries with different languages dubbed in, this works great for you. Like I said, they signed me up for an affiliate content. So if you're making content but don't want to spend the hours editing, Clap is a tool that you need. It uses AI to automatically chop your long videos into engaging shorts. Perfect for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Reels. I've been using it to repurpose some of the live streams and some of my product videos, and it saves time and actually gets views on the short content. You can try Clap at the link in the video description, and you can use the code to get 30% off your first month. So if you're a creator and you're listening to this or watching this, and you're looking for something to do those short style videos, definitely check out Clap. Good morning, Jim. How we doing? Sorry, no Noster this morning. It is what it is at the moment. It is what it is. So check out Clap. Check out Clap. I appreciate it if you do. Let's talk about woodworking updates. Coffee's almost gone. It's going down good today, guys. This light Ethiopian, I really, it is definitely my favorite. It is definitely. Oh, I just pulled up the Telegram chat, and John Palmer over there saying Cousin Eddie shorts and boots. Cousin Eddie bathrobe, shorts, boxers, and boots. Oh, all right. Woodworking update. So where are we at? Last week, I believe I had just finished the child size picnic table. Got that listed locally. We have an order for one. Your friends and family are your biggest fans sometimes, and Corey's parents are coming down this fall for a trip again, and they have pre-ordered a child-sized picnic table to take back with them to Minnesota to use for our nephews up there, and so we're very appreciative of that. So that is cool, since they are not local, and we felt that we were only going to be able to sell these locally or deliver them within a certain range. The fact that they're coming all the way here and they're going to take it home, that works well. So thanks, family. Thanks, family, for picking that up. So we got our first order on the tables. Got a bunch of stuff listed on Etsy. The smaller stuff to ship. So we got Corey's been doing, like I said, the mountains, and last week I said she painting these mountains and painting candy corns, and we had the wine holders and the tea light holders. Got those up on Etsy, and basically 0 views. I've been using Etsy for God, it's got to be almost 10 years now, selling comfrey and a variety of other things, and been very successful with it, but watched it go through many changes over the years, some for the better and most not, for the small consumer or the small seller. At this point with the comfrey, I have enough established sales reviews and verified purchases that they show my listing to people. I think right now I think we're up pushing 550 sales on Etsy alone. 545 sales. Yeah. So a lot of sales over there, and they push, and that's over 10 years. So they push my listings, which is nice. So for our woodworking stuff, we created a new Etsy store. We wanted to keep it separate. It's a new brand, and so we started a new one. I got them listed. I used my knowledge of Etsy search, how Etsy search stuff works, and listings, and did a little bit more research on the current best practices for the listings, and we got them up, and basically got no views. It's a heavily occupied space, let's say, but no views whatsoever. Corey and I actually went on and looked for our stuff, purposely looking for our particular items, and had trouble finding them. And I don't think that's necessarily a function of the listing. It's a pay-to-play site anymore. So after 15 days of a new account, you can start using Etsy ads, which is basically a scam that they use to get you to pay them to show your shit to people. You can do it for as little as $1 a day. That's $30 a month. But it's amazing the fact that I threw $1 a day. We've had our account open for 15 days now. We had those 4 items listed, optimized listings, and had 0. I shouldn't say that. We had 1 view, not even a click. So basically on Etsy, the difference between a view and a click is when you're searching and you're looking at the products and scrolling through, if your item appears in that search results, it's considered a view. If somebody clicks on it and looks at the listing, that's considered a click. We had 1 view for 15 days without having any ads on. So 4 listings, 15 days, 1 view. That isn't going to really cut it. So I turned on Etsy ads at 15 days, and I put a couple bucks a day towards it to see what happens. And I've had a little experience with our other account with the ads, and with mixed results. But as of now, so we've been a few days. Let me hit refresh here. And all of a sudden, we've had 105 views and 2 clicks. So there you go. If you're struggling on Etsy, you might have to open or do some Etsy ads and put a couple bucks a day towards it, or $1 a day. I think you can go up to $20 a day. I wouldn't suggest doing that unless you have a lot of product to sell. But basically, Etsy is a pay to play. Plus, they charge on top of that their transaction fees and everything. With the Etsy ads, I should say, with the Etsy ads, you only get charged if they actually click on the listing. So they'll show it to as many people as they want, and you don't get charged until somebody clicks. So for those 2 clicks on our 2 listings, I've gotten charged 50 cents. So you can price that into your products and things like that. It is what you got to do. I'm going to be checking out a new app. Angie, community member from Heartland Designs, she uses Whatnot, and I actually talked to a couple other people that use Whatnot, or use that as a consumer and also as a seller. So I'm going to check out Whatnot, but at the moment, the focus is on local sales. Looking into local farmers markets, craft stores, and things like that. Hitting a frustration point with the local farmers markets. They don't get back to you. But I had one. So I reached out to one that's right. It's actually pretty close to where our cabin site's going to be. I reached out to them. They didn't have a website. They had a Facebook page. I met. They didn't have a Facebook page. They had a Facebook group. So there was no real contact person. It wasn't like you sent a message to the page. And so the person that was posting all the posts in there, I sent a message to and said, "Hey, I'm interested in participating in your farmers market. Can you give me some information on becoming a vendor? What the cost is? Is there an application? Do you have a limited number of people?" And nothing, no reply. I don't know. I don't know. So Corey and I decided we were going to go check it out on Saturday morning before the rain. We headed over there. It's nice. It's small. I don't know how much traffic it gets, but with the type of products that we would be selling, we wouldn't have any competition there. And it's every other week, so it's not real. Our life says ours requires insurance and junk. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because some of these are small town things, and I don't know. I don't know, depending on the product, what insurance you would need to carry, and how that rolls. So that's the information I'm trying to get. There's also one in Savannah where I go get groceries and everything. They did get back to me, and they're full, and but they have a waiting list, and I asked to be on the waiting list, and there's actually no fee. And I'm curious if there's no fee. There's no vendor fee at a lot of them around here. I don't know. I don't know how that goes. It was always definitely a consideration we had to take into an account when we were in Minnesota. The vendor fees ranged wildly from like $5 a week to $30 a week, and even higher into the cities. And you really have to take that into account with how much you're selling, because if you make $30 and it costs $30, you're losing money by wasting your time and your gas to go there and back. It looks like the one in Savannah, there's no fee. They also have craft fairs in Savannah that I'm checking out that happen quarterly, I believe. They do have a fee, but there's people that are going there intently looking for products like we would have. And then the other one that hasn't gotten back to me, and it's really frustrating, because Jackson, Tennessee, is a pretty decent size. I don't want to call it city. I guess it would be considered a city. And they have a farmers market that runs 6 to 5 days a week. From what I understand, I haven't been to it. I was looking into it. It looks like it runs Tuesday through Saturday, and I'm just curious how it works. And so I went to their website, figuring that they would have they have a website on the City of Jackson web page. They have a page for the farmers market. I was like, oh, perfect. They'll have vendor information. They'll have the application. They'll have the rules. They'll have all this stuff. And I go there, and basically it said the hours and the fact that they take EBT. There were 2 paragraphs and a map on the whole page. There were no other links to any other vendor information or anything. Basically, it said we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 to 4, and we now take EBT. If you want to use your EBT card, just come to the office and we'll swipe your card for you. So I guess I got to take time. I got to call them and actually talk to someone. Again, I went to their Facebook page and sent them a message on Facebook, and because that's where they directed people from the website, was check out our Facebook page. And so I did, and I sent them a message with no reply. So I don't know. I stopped at the local general store down here in town. Asked about some consignment stuff, and she says, yeah, they do it. But there isn't a big demand in her storefront for our type of items. So I'm moving on from there. I'm going to go to a couple of the other local shops. So we'll see. We'll see. Did some guerrilla marketing to some of the local business owners, and might have a couple sales on some things. I have to stop in and talk to them when they're actually at work. I just caught them at the gas station and asked if they were interested in any of the products, and was showing them pictures on my phone, and they were interested. So I got to stop and make a sales call here sometime this week and see if we can get some sales that way. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But it's frustrating trying to get information from folks that they definitely have the means to have a place to have the information. They have multiple means, like in the case of the Jackson market, they have the website. They could easily have a page. It wouldn't even, I mean, you could do it in 10 minutes, especially if you have an online application. You could have a page up with the vendor information and or a contact. There isn't even a message there that says, if you want to be a vendor, contact this person or this number or blah, blah, blah. It's just like nothing. There's nothing. So it's a little frustrating. So, but the small market that we went to in person, I wasn't sure. We were looking at the setup. We were looking at the potential customer flow, and I was going to talk to the person that was in charge there, but I wanted to confer with Corey first and talk to her, and then we wanted to see what kind of schedule that they had, and I can just show up next time and talk to her, I guess, if she doesn't write me back on Facebook. So maybe spending some time at some farmers markets, all depending on, like Rewilder said, insurance and things like that can get kind of cumbersome. I'm not sure what kind of insurance I need to sell some woodworking products. We'll see. Anyway, that's kind of what I had on my list. You guys got anything you want to talk about? Drop it in the comments there. I'm open to talk about anything. This week, new products. We actually had some new products we're coming up with yesterday. We are now working on some yard dice for Yardsy that's Yard Yahtzee. And Hawkins over on Facebook told us that we should be playing some yard craps. We could make a craps table, sell a yard craps bundle, and then on top of that, Corey is making a bunch more. We made a bunch more triangle blanks, and she's going to be making some. I believe she said watermelon. She's probably going to kick my ass for saying it because she's not sure. She's not real confident on her painting abilities and painting fruit and shit. She's not sure if she's going to end up with the watermelons, but that is one of the intent. The yard dice we're gonna stain up and then paint pips. And I promised Pip that I would come back to that. Did you guys know that the dots on dice are called pips? Did you also know that there is a standard beyond? You probably know that the opposite sides add up to 7 on a die. If you didn't, there you go. Nugget number 1. 1 is opposite 6, 3 is opposite 4, 5 is opposite 2. I also had to look up, and I did not know that the orientation of the opposite sides, there is a standard orientation. So if you put the 1 on the top and the 2 facing you, the 3 would be on the left and the 4 would be on the right. I don't know if the mirror image on the screen is working. So if you're looking at a die and your face on to the 2, the 1 is on the top, the 6 is on the bottom, the 3 is on the left side, the 4 is on the right side, the 2 is in front of you, and the 5 is on the back side. Also, there is a standard orientation of the pips on each side. So if you're looking at the 2 with the 1 on the top, and you're looking at the 2, the pips go from the bottom left to the top right, diagonal. Same with the 3. If you rotate it and the 1 is on the top and the 3 is facing you, the pips go from the bottom left corner diagonally to the top. There's your fun fact for the week on dies and the standard practices for placing the pips on dies. The things you learn when you start making new products. But anyway, plans to make the second style farmhouse table is soon. We wanted to get some smalls and get some inventory built up, but that will be coming up soon. And also thinking about doing a yard Jenga set and pricing that out, and it should be fun. It should be fun. So lots of products in the works, and you can check that out over on Facebook. We have Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok. You can just search K&B Kustom Built with a K, Custom with a K, Kustom Built on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram currently, and thinking about getting a website up. We'll see. Anyway, I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Enjoyed chatting with you all, and we will have a great week, and we'll catch up with you next Monday morning.